My name is Howard Finster. I'm an outsider artist, and I'm from Somerville, Georgia. And I was a preacher for 45 years. I retired and I was a bicycle mechanic until one day, I let Reverend Kiko tell my story in her upcoming sermon. So I am considered the most famous outsider artist or folk artist, as the common people call us. And, I'm going to talk about what is an outsider artist. Outsider artists did not attend art school or have any type of training. And many of the artists are not aware of artwork in museums or art galleries. And, the work is created outside the mainstream art world. Outside artists simply create for themselves. Outside artists use found objects and non-traditional materials. Many of us are unable to afford expensive paint, so we use house paint or tractor paint. And we use objects from our immediate surroundings, like our house, our yard, and neighborhood. My name is Jean Dubuffet. I was born in France to a wealthy wine merchant family. I disliked authority from a very early age, and at the age of 17, I left home. I attended art school and then I dropped out. I was equally as appalled by the fine art world, whom I viewed as being dominated by academics who promoted conventional and mundane artists. I had recently discovered a book that would affect my entire artistic outlook. Prince Horn's Artistry of the Mentally Ill. The German text has been unintelligible to me, but the illustrations confirmed that millions of possibilities of expression exist outside the accepted cultural avenues. I admired the art produced on the margins by non-professionals, lurking outside the conventional art community. The art produced by outsiders and the mentally ill. The artists were the raw expression of a true original vision unhampered by convention. They promoted their work and coined the term art brut. Its meaning raw art, also referred to as outsider art. My art brut collection is often referred to as a museum without walls, as it transcended national and ethnic boundaries and effectively broke down barriers between nationalities and the cultures. The more banal a thing may be, the better it suits me. Luckily, I do not consider myself exceptional in any way. In my paintings, I wish to recover the vision of an average and the ordinary man.
Mose Tolliver was an Alabama-born outsider artist. Tolliver worked at a furniture factory until an accident in the 1960s when a half-ton of marble crushed both of his legs. Although he painted before the accident, his inner drive took over as he painted on anything he could get his hands on, from old tables to pieces of metal. He sometimes created as many as 10 pieces of art for sale per day. Tolliver said he was not interested in art, but just wanted to paint his pictures. Mose Tolliver's artwork is exhibited in a multitude of folk art collections. Mose Tolliver's paintings are also exhibited at the Smithsonian's National Museum of American Art.
Hello, my name is Bernice Bing. There are 3 things in this male-dominated art world that are against me. Number 1, I'm a woman. 2, I'm Asian. 3, I'm a lesbian. I'm probably better known for my traumatic life story than I am for any of my Northern California landscape paintings. I was born in 1936. In San Francisco's Chinatown, my mother worked at the Forbidden City. It's a nearby nightclub. I never met my father. When I was 5, my mother died of a heart ailment. She was only 23. My little sister Lolita and I were sent to an orphanage in Oakland called the Ming Kwong Home. I was pretty rebellious. I went to over 17 foster homes. I did suffer some abuse, and I ran away. Sometimes, though, I got to live with my grandmother. She was strict, but she also praised my artistic ability. And art became my salvation. I graduated from what is now known as the San Francisco Art Institute. I had a lot of wealthy classmates who would go on to have major careers. But me, I liked hanging out with the beatniks in the San Francisco avant-garde scene. I didn't want to be known as a lesbian artist or any other kind of artist. I just wanted to be known as an artist. I was in my 20s and I moved to the Napa Valley and I became a caretaker at a local vineyard. There, I painted abstract landscapes and I tried to capture the changing of the light. I also had a great time trying to design innovative neighborhood arts programs and encourage others to commit to art. I loved helping the community. I also worked at an organic grocery store. I tended goats. And I painted in a dilapidated shed. I was pretty strapped for funds. My friends held a fundraiser for me and bought me this cool old car. Sometimes I would just scrawl $35 on the back of one of my canvases and just sell the paintings to whoever would buy them. Over the years, a lot of my paintings were damaged, lost, and even stolen. When I got older, I joined the Asian American Women's Artists Association. They were seeking visibility at the time, and they were just great people. They were my tribe. I didn't really like to follow the trends of the day. I like to create art on my own terms. I got cancer, and in 1998 I was 62 and passed away. I do hope people remember me just as an artist.